This show is brought to you in part by Wayne County Community College District, where education shines bright.
Hey, I'm Dr. Ian Smith, and you're watching PostBeat.tv.
What's happening in entertainment? From Tinseltown to the Big Apple, this is your weekly entertainment magazine with Greg Dunmore of PulseBeat.tv.
Pulse of a new generation, PulseBeat.tv.
Hi, and as always, I welcome you to this edition of PostBeat.tv's Greg Dunmore's Hot Happenings. And nothing is hotter nor more happening than to talk to someone who is healthy, wealthy, and wise, and that would be Dr. Ian Smith. It was our honor to talk to this young doctor, this celebrated doctor, as he gives us some insights on what we can do to live longer and to live a better life.
So, you know, it's amazing because they both have different stories, but very similar in the sense that they both had given up, basically. They tried a lot of diet plans. And Beverly, you're about a year and some change into shred, and how much are you down total?
I've lost 107 pounds.
I am a highly visible person because my work is done on public platforms.
Super Shred, the big results diet. Please welcome Dr. Ian Smith.
Hey, so there are so many diets out there. You've written a ton of books. Why this diet? What makes this one different?
People love this program. We tested this over 5,000 people over the summer, and the average weight loss was 20 pounds in 6 weeks, or 4 inches or 2 dress sizes.
It just came out this week, and it's on the New York Times bestseller list. Take a listen here.
Super Shred, the new book. People have been emailing me for years and tweeting me saying, I'm trying to lose weight fast. And we always said, don't lose it fast because it's unhealthy. What I realized was it's not that the weight loss, fast weight loss is unhealthy, it's the methods they used was unhealthy. So this
But I'm not a celebrity. A celebrity to me is someone like Denzel Washington or Brad Pitt or Dame Judi Dench. Those are celebrities. I'm very old school like that. And when people, I'm very uncomfortable with actually people calling me a celebrity doctor. I mean, I don't really get it. And it bothers me also because I like being a private person. Even though my work is in the public forum, I love being a regular person. I like going to Home Depot and going to the grocery store and doing regular things. And I don't want to sign autographs. And by the way, I'm not being schizophrenic. You know, you can't ask to be popular in the public media and then turn around and then, you know, not want to interact with people. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if I had my druthers, people would know me for my work, not because I'm a celebrity, but know my work and take advantage of my work, and then I would walk down the street or go to catch airplanes like anybody else. It doesn't happen, by the way. People want autographs, and you know, I was having
Selfies.
I'm okay with that. I'm a selfie guy, but like I was having breakfast, you know, on the South Side the other day with my family. I'm walking out the restaurant, and everyone's like, "What'd you eat? What'd you eat?" You know, I don't know, and I take it in stride. By the way, I'm okay with it. But sometimes you just want to be quiet. Like my life is so public that I like to be just quiet when I'm by myself.
I wish I could duplicate this in cities throughout the country. I'm telling you. I wish I could kind of come in, kind of get something kick-started, have someone like Dr. Wilbright and her team be on the ground and really engage us.
I think that I just have to be in the public arena, right? I'm a journalist like you. That's my route, as well as a physician. And so I kind of combine two careers. And I've done wildly popular shows, whether it's network news or whether it's something like Celebrity Fit Club on VH1. So I just think that my name is out there. But I think there are other equally impressive and important African-American physicians, both men and women, who are out there. They just don't get the attention that I get.
Shred became an instant #1 bestseller. What's the premise of Super Shred?
Well, first of all, the idea is to lose weight.
Shred.
Yeah, to lose weight faster, but lose it in a healthy way. So
There was no doubt about it. I was going to be a doctor. When I was a young boy, I'll never forget lying across my grandparents' bed reading Ebony magazine, and the article was about the dearth of black neurosurgeons. Guess who's in that article? So I always wanted to be a neurosurgeon my whole life. Medicine appealed to me as a little kid. Science was always my thing. Biology, I was always very curious. I liked to dissect things. I mean, I was the typical kind of science geek as a child. So my plan was just to be a surgeon for the rest of my life and lead a good life. And then kind of TV and journalism got in the way, and my worlds collided. It was not planned at all. I never thought I was going to be on TV. And, you know, I'm a news junkie, so I started like doing an internship for NBC in Chicago with Art Norman, a fellow NABJ mentor. And voila, years later, I'm doing TV and I'm doing medicine, and it's just been a wild, very fun and rewarding ride for me. Very good.
So what are your top 3 tips for losing so much weight, losing 2 sizes in 6 weeks? Because it sounds like a lot, and also keeping that weight off.
Sure. First off, if you want to shred, you have got to stop weighing yourself often.
Stop weighing yourself.
Weigh yourself once a week at the same time in the same way, because your body weight can fluctuate 2 pounds in just a day. So stop doing that.
The biggest benefit of being called a celebrity or treated like a celebrity is that I am allowed to really have my message on major platforms. So I can be on Good Morning America, live with Kelly and Michael, Rachel Ray Show. I'm allowed to have platforms to speak to millions of people very easily. That's a great thing for me. And I like it not because people are seeing me. Once again, I don't need that. I like it because I think I have something important to say, or I'm trying to help people, and that gives me the platform to speak to a lot of people. That's why I started doing TV, by the way, because I could speak to so many patients at once. The downside of it is that people have expectations. Like I was in the subway in New York City, and some lady said to me, "You ride the subways?" I'm like, "We're in New York City. How else are we going to get around?" Like, you think I have a helicopter or something? I mean, people really think these crazy things. Like celebrities are people who are just highly visible, who make a decent amount of money, but we tie our shoes up the same way. It's just, they may be a little more expensive, right? But, so anyway, so I think that people's expectation of celebrities is crazy.
When you talk in terms of celebrity, well, let's say your favorite TV doctor among the many doctors that from Marcus Welby to Dr. Kildare, who is a doctor that really you enjoyed watching?
I think Dr. Marcus Welby was, because I watched it with my grandmother. She loved that show. I watched it, and it was what I envisioned a doctor was. I mean, the demeanor and the stature and the way he carried himself, and I just thought that was, wow, that's a cool thing to be that kind of guy. So I think that was, and also, I used to watch General Hospital as a kid.
Where's that, please? What was Cunningham's last evaluation?
Oh, he was confident. He's not real thrilled about the location of the tumor. It's on the atrium.
Well, that is a tough.
And I love General Hospital. I love the guy named Dr. Alan Quartermain from the Quartermain family. I'm dating myself so badly. But anyway, those guys, even though they were actors playing doctors, I thought, wow, this is pretty cool.
I'm going to draw some blood gases.
Right.
Will Smith in Concussion as a doctor.
I have not seen Concussion, but I've heard really great things about it. So I'm going to reserve judgment on it, but I think that it's important that he would take on a role like that that's very controversial and is really covering a very important topic. By the way, I have a lot of friends who are NFL players or former NFL players, and it's real. I mean, CTE and all those, the ramifications of how these players are getting hit is a real thing, and it's too bad we're discovering it and talking about it so late in the game. Just think, generations of players have gone through this, and whether there could have been modifications in equipment or playing style or the rules could have saved a lot of misery and even premature death.
I am the wrong person to have discovered this.
If you don't speak for them, who will?
Can you share one Celebrity Fit Club story that we might find fascinating?
I had a crush on Marsha Brady from the Brady Bunch. I'm dating myself, of course.
Hi, girls.
Morning, Doug.
Oh, Marsha, I've been looking for you.
Me?
Yeah. I was wondering if you'd like to go to a dance with me on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Any kid my age at that time loved Marsha. And one season, they said Marie McCormick is going to be on. I was like, who's that? Like, Marsha Brady. I was like, what? Marsha Brady is going to be on Celebrity Fit Club this season? Like, I get to meet her after all these years? And I'll never forget going to camp, going to the set that year, and the first day on set, and I was like, where is she? Like, I'm like a kid in the candy. Where is she? And they said, she's over there in the sweatshirt. And she was like in the sweatshirt. She was smoking. She wasn't the Marsha I had envisioned.
Your weight tonight is 150 pounds.
And so I was like, oh no, like my whole thing just got crashed. But that season, she won. She lost a ton of weight. She followed my diet to the T, and she won, and she looked amazing. Like, she was unbelievable. And she returned to the Marsha that I loved as a kid. So that was a personal, fun thing that I had. So having Marsha Brady and Ted Lange from who was Isaac on the Love Boat.
Right, exactly.
Right, because we grew up with these guys, right?
Yes.
And so having them on the show with me was like a personal thing because I watched them for all those years.
And in the real world, it's really hard to keep that Marsha Brady body.
That's for sure.
What is something that we should look forward to you doing one day? Because I think that whenever you put it out, it gets done. So what is going to be done one day in the public eye that we're going to know about that has yet to be done?
I would like to slowly retire from what I do now. I would like some young people to come in and I've been doing this for a long time, you know that. I'd like some young people to come up with energy and take over from me. I'd be very happy to have that happen because I believe that people tend to stay on the stage too long and not hand it off. Succession planning is very important, so I want to hand off the baton. And then I want to play a guitar in a cover band. I'm starting to play guitar, and I would like to act in some way, off Broadway, on TV, film. I like to just try acting just to see how it is. Wow. You know.
I was going to tell you to look in the camera and tell our audience something they can do among the many things to live longer, but I'm going to tell them what to do. What you do to live longer is that you watch him on TV, you listen to him on TV, and you buy his books and you read them, and you're going to live longer, right?
You will live longer if you desire to live longer, and you know what? You got to decrease your stress in life. Seriously. Every day you should be spending an hour of doing things that you want to do for yourself. Reading a book, walking, listening to music, writing, drawing, whatever it is, you should do something every day. And most people don't do that. Just 1 hour, only for you. That will help help you live longer and feel a lot better.
Fantastic. And as I said before, you are a celebrity and in the highest form of what should be celebrated.
Go to our website, shredlife.com, and follow me on Twitter at Dr. Ian Smith. Instagram, Dr. Ian Smith, spell the doctor out.
Pulse of a new generation. Pulsebeat.tv.
107.3 FM, WVIE.
How would you like for this to be you? Well, it could be. If you have the desire to be an independent radio personality, paying yourself, this is your chance. WVIE 107.3 FM and WHPR 88.1 FM are looking for people with outgoing personalities who can attract sponsors. Launch your career on a radio station with the latest technology in broadcasting. WVIE 107.3 and WHPR 88.1. If you're into talk, R&B, oldies, jazz, gospel, or soca, Radio We Can See is where you need to be.
88.1 FM. WHPR.
Have your own radio show. We have block time available. Call 313-868-6612. Radio We Can See. Broadcasting live in the Virgin Islands and Detroit. Comcast Cable 91, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We've got jobs that need skills in areas like healthcare.
Jumpstart your healthcare career at Wayne County Community College District.
We are moving towards the career technical education field in the areas of allied health, health sciences.
Outstanding health science programs in nursing, surgical technology, dental hygiene, and emergency medical technology.
It's been an amazing program. It's a state-of-the-art facility
with over 200 degrees and accredited certifications.
Visit wccccd.edu. Register today.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Pulse of a new generation. Pulsebeat.tv.
Wow, what an honor to talk to Dr. Ian Smith. He certainly is a role model in more ways than one. And we're going to now talk to a talented jazz horn player, and he is somebody that certainly is a name that you've got to remember, Rayse Briggs, and he's going to let us know why March 10th at the Dr. Charles H. Wright Museum is a place that you want to be there to be supportive.
I've performed with almost everybody at Motown. You know, Martha, I played with Stevie, I played with, you know, all the people who was in Detroit, the Temptations, Dramatics. Four Tops. You know, I've been blessed. I played with, when I was in high school, I got an opportunity to play with Ella Fitzgerald.
When the shark bites with his teeth, dear, scarlet billows start to spread.
Well, when I was in high school, I had the opportunity to go to the Elmwood Casino because of my two mentors, Herbie Williams and Marcus Belgrade. They told me they needed me to come over. So they said, put your horn in the trunk and get dropped off and tell them you're just going to have dinner. So I went over there, and it turned out to be Ella Fitzgerald. It was her show. And I was like, wow. It was just a blessing to be able to play that gig with her when I was that young. And because Ella was, when we finished the job, she was very gracious, she was very thankful. She was having trouble with her sight, but she still could, you know, tell who we were, and she said, you know, she was just down to earth. You know, I said, well, Ella Fitzgerald,
Louis Miller, that caddy disappeared, dear.
When I saw that video, Hey Love, I said, nah, I'm not one to gossip.
I did the video with Joan, Hey Love. It was, you know, I got approval from Marcus first.
Hey love, hey love, hey love, hey love. Baby, you've been on my mind. Hey love, hey love, hey love, hey love.
But I was watching it, and it was a little awkward for me to see it. And I know it's personal to you, but when I watched it, I'm thinking, oh, okay, now. But then you clarified that, and I'm glad you did, because when you see it, that does go through your mind, like, I wonder if it was done while Marcus was alive. And so when I'm watching it, now he's in the video, and so then that kind of took it to, I'll say, okay, but when I first looked at it,
I said, hey man, you know, and he was like, oh no, I want you to do this. I said, okay. I said, all right. And so it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but I did get approval to do it. So it was fun, and they picked different locations, and she was dressed elegantly, and they liked what I put on, and so it came out really good. It was fun. It was really fun.
Baby, you've been on my mind.
There's something very special happening Thursday, March 10th at the Dr. Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. Let us know what special event is happening to celebrate the life of Marcus Belgrade.
Yeah, his wife is very instrumental in keeping things going. Joan Belgrade. She's very instrumental in keeping the things going on, and we keep in contact. She's keeping in contact with all the Detroit musicians, even though she's in New York right now, temporarily. You know, it's not always about the money. It's not always about. It's about keeping that name and that legacy going on, because he's done so much for so many people. I mean, it just goes across the board. Whenever people will come to town, the first thing they ask, where's Marcus? Where's Marcus? Know where Marcus is? Anybody, you know. If Hub would come to town, Bird would come to town, everybody, you know, if they couldn't get him right away, they would call me and say, hey, where's Marcus? You know, let's go find Marcus. It's very important to keep his legacy going on, as well as very important to support these young musicians, aspiring musicians that are coming up. You know, and this is what this is about. The event on the 10th of March is going to be at the Dr. Charles Wright Museum. It's spearheaded by Joan Belgrade, and it's the first annual scholarship fund for Marcus Belgrade. And a lot of Detroit musicians that he touched will be there. Jerry Allen's going to be there, Kareem Riggins, Dwight Adams, myself.
As I said, each one, teach one, reach one, and stimulate somebody to touch one, as in touching a piano, touching a violin, and of course, touching the trumpet. Very special happening Thursday, March 10th at the Dr. Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History.
Pulse of a new generation. PulseBeat.tv.
We've got jobs that need skills in areas like healthcare.
Jumpstart your healthcare career at Wayne County Community College District.
We are moving towards the career technical education field in the areas of allied health, health sciences.
Outstanding health science programs in nursing, surgical technology, dental hygiene, and emergency medical technology.
It's been an amazing program. It's a state-of-the-art facility
with over 200 degrees and accredited certifications.
Visit wcccd.edu. Register today.
Wayne County Community College District's PulseBeat.tv. Did you know? Hot happening moment.
PulseBeat.tv.
Macomb Center for the Performing Arts, in collaboration with Michigan Opera Theater, presents the Metro Detroit premiere of Aaron Copland's The Tenderland. This rarely performed classic is a little bit Steinbeck and a little bit Oklahoma. March 12th and 13th at the Macomb Center for the Performing Arts. March 19th and 20th at Downriver's Heinz C. Prechter Center for the Performing Arts in Taylor, featuring the studio artists of the Michigan Opera Theater. Order tickets at michiganopera.org.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Pulse of a new generation. PulseBeat.tv.
DSO. This year was no different. They're calling it celebration, and there's so many different reasons why we're celebrating. Classical Roots, your thoughts?
I mean, this is a wonderful time of year. Traditionally, we celebrate the great contributions of African American artists in composition, in song, in other instrumentals. We celebrate our own fellowship program that's been going on for a number of years, and we are trying to just lift up people's hearts and voices and let more diverse voices be heard, experienced, and enjoyed.
Something you can say to a younger person who's not interested in classical music, but after hearing you, may change their mind.
And so for young people, if you haven't heard classical music, just give it a chance, because you'll hear a part of who you are, you'll hear a part of our ancestry, and perhaps that will get someone excited and get them to try to maybe take a lesson, and then maybe they can become the next Jesse Norman.
This industry, which tends to be very challenging, so to be an African American opera singer, even though the legacy is stellar, is it a struggle?
The reason why it's challenging is because there are so many singers, and everyone wants to sing, and everyone wants to be in front of the camera, and it's a really special art. It's a special art form, and it takes tons of work, and it takes time and sacrifice, and all of those ladies, they worked incredibly hard. And okay, they're African American, but we don't even really need to say that they're Americans. I guess some of the young folks will say, oh, that classical stuff. But we heard it. We heard it in our churches. Now, today, we hear praise and worship. We hear a lot of other things, which is fine. And they're a part of the African American experience. But we don't really hear classical singing in church. We barely hear hymns in church. I don't know, there is a disconnect, and I don't know why that has happened, but we can't stray away from that tradition. We can't stray away from the hymn lining that happens in Georgia and South Carolina, which still happens in certain churches. We just don't hear that stuff up north.
You are destined for the sort of legendary status that only comes to a very few. You have the class, the elegance, and even though you don't like the term diva, but if there is a definition where diva is sophistication, grace, and God-blessed talent, you are indeed a diva.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on PostBeat.TV's Greg Dunmore's Hot Happenings, and I hope you found it hot and happening, talking to Dr. Ian Smith and finding out something maybe you didn't know about him, and also to know that we were able to announce the celebration of the now late but always great master jazz trumpet player Marcus Belgrave, as his scholarship fundraiser, the very first one, will be taking place March 10th at the Dr. Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. We hope that you're going to be able to be there and know that Marcus's music is going to live on forever. Thank you so much again for joining us.
Maggie, what a fabulously informative, educational show. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.
Maggie Porter Cargill, Artistic Director and founder of Detroit's acclaimed Two-Park Playhouse. Maggie Porter passed on Friday, March 4th, 2016. Distinguishing herself as one of only a few females nationwide to head a professional regional theater, Maggie Porter was the first and only black woman to be the founder and artistic director of a legitimate theater in Metro Detroit. Under the name of Dolores Porter, she acted on stage, in film, and television. Also, Maggie Porter was the widow of noted Detroit actor Council Cargill. PulseBeat.tv gives our heartfelt condolences to the family and friends and fans of Maggie Porter. She was a staunch supporter of PulseBeat.tv, and she will truly be missed.
Bye-bye.